Second.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Uh, I haven't done one of these lives in a few years, so
I don't think I've ever done one.
yeah, they're
Thank
fun.
you.
I mean, it helps with engagement, and I like doing them and kind of having some different families and athletes on, so
Mhm.
it's always a good time. So, but yeah, we'll get right into it. And I appreciate you guys coming on live. It's nice to meet you. I'm Paul of Kicks. So we've been chatting back and forth about the clinic next week. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm Kate, and this is Layla, and we're the two that started the Area 315, and we're super excited for next week. Can't believe it's already next week,
yeah,
and we appreciate
that's pretty crazy. Um, so I'm gonna get right into the questions, and uh, and we'll start right now.
Sounds good.
So yeah, if you guys want to introduce yourself, uh, say where you're from and what brought you to Syracuse to play softball.
So I'm Layla. I'm a senior studying sports management, and I'm from Northern California. Um, Syracuse is like an odd option because it's obviously like across the country from California, but I was just growing up. I played on a competitive softball team, and my coaches were awesome, and they helped with recruiting a lot. And I think Coach Shannon was just out and about recruiting, and they had shown interest to my travel coaches. So I went to a camp in SoCal, and I loved the coaches, and they really liked me. So then I committed and came on a visit.
it. And for me, my situation is kind of different from Layla's. I'm from Syracuse. I'm from the Jamesville, DeWitt area. So growing up, I kind of always knew I wanted to go to Syracuse. Like Syracuse was my dream school. Like I grew up going to every single game. Like my family's a huge sports family, so I just kind of knew from the jump that like Syracuse was like the goal. So I got on a really competitive travel ball team out of Rhode Island called Rhode Island Thunder, and they gave me the exposure. We went to some really great camps to give me the exposure, to see a bunch of coaches, and had some great conversations with the coaches from Syracuse, and just kind of knew it was the one from there going forward.
Okay, and how long have you both been playing softball for?
I've been playing since I was 3. Me and my sister used to go and play together. We were on the same team until about she was like 12 years old. I think I was 10. So it's been a long time, but I'm sure when I was 3, it wasn't very much softball. It was more like just like throwing things and hoping to hit something.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I think I started whenever I was around like 5 years old, but I played with my sister who was older, and she just kind of like got me started in it, and really haven't stopped since.
And what do you like most about the game of softball?
Go ahead.
I'd say the friendships that I've made. Some of my like best friends from back home are from softball, and there's quite a few girls here that there's quite a few girls here that I've made like lifelong friends. So I'm really grateful for that. I think the competitiveness of the actual game is also just like addicting, and it's really rewarding when it pays off. But in the long run, I think I'll always remember the friendships.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would say I'm most grateful for the friendships. Like those are the things that I've remembered most. But also like I think I appreciate like how hard softball and baseball are, because I truly think it's one of like the hardest sports there is, like a game of failure. So like it brings a competitiveness that like takes a lot of like mental strength, and I think it's just really hard and very rewarding at the same time too.
Yeah, it's a sport where you can succeed, or you could succeed 3 out of 10 times and be practically a Hall of Famer. Like it's pretty crazy. Um, what's who did or do you currently look up to in the game of softball?
Good.
I'd say my old catching coach, her name was Jenny Topping. She was a left-handed catcher out of my area back home. So I grew up kind of going to lessons with her, and she'd put on group clinics as well. And I was one of the younger girls, so I'd always look up to these older catchers and seeing where they're at now, and is just awesome. Like we still have connections. We'll like text each other, but they're like 5 years older, so it's fun just growing up and being with the big girls. And she obviously gave me that opportunity. And she was also a left-handed catcher, Hall of Famer, and a gold medalist at the Olympics too. So she's definitely a big name for me.
I would say mine's kind of more like baseball realm. I've grown up like loving Derek Jeter and just like idolizing him, and just I'm a middle infielder and I love just everything he does, everything he preaches. So like even till today like I look up his motivational quotes whenever I need it and just like see what he does, because like that's just how I want it to be. So yeah.
Are you a left-handed catcher?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Weird.
so you don't really see that in baseball,
No.
but in softball, do you see it more?
I'd say it's more common, but it's still like there'll be umpires at games being like, "Oh, like this is odd." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just here," but not common, but definitely more common. Yeah.
That's interesting. I never even
Notice.
and I guess I should have even paid attention when I was making the logo for the shirt, but I didn't pick up on that. So, but yeah, in baseball, like if you see it, you might see it a little bit in Little League, but you don't see it hardly beyond that. And then I'll tell you one fun fact. So you see behind me, I have a bunch of logos of just, graphics logos that I've created over the years. I have like a big banner. And you just never know what's going to happen. A lot of these kids are, 20 plus years old at this point because I've been doing this for so long. And when I first started, a few years early on, probably like maybe 10, 11 years ago, I'd gotten in connection with a New Jersey baseball team that played out of Diamond Nation. I don't know if you guys have heard of Diamond Nation.
Yeah, it's Diamond Nation.
But they have like a team that plays out of there called the New Jersey Diamond Jacks. I think they still have an organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a bunch of work for this one particular team, probably in like 2012 to 14-ish. And one of the players on that team, or he did play with a number of the players, was Anthony Volpe, who's now the shortstop with the Yankees. So
Yeah.
pretty
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Forgot he's like younger.
He is young.
He doesn't seem young. He plays like a professional.
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up here in Syracuse, New York. I actually grew up more a Pirates fan, which is weird, but that's just how it was. And not big into the Yankees, but total respect. Watching the Red Sox Yankees rivalry growing up was crazy. But to see him play, like I want nothing but the best for him, and it was pretty crazy. I wanted to see the Yankees win it this year, the World Series, and because I like a lot of their players,
Yeah.
but the Dodgers were pretty great too, and the Yankees just made more mistakes.
Yeah.
So
I agree, but I think they did a really great job of like having a really great year this year, because the last couple I've lost so much hope, but I'm so happy how good they did this year.
Yeah,
it's good.
They're always top 5 in payroll, so they should they should be there. Pitching and defense. My dad would always say pitching and defense will win you the big games, especially World Series. And you kind of saw it, like they kind of crumbled defensively wise, and that's what kind of hurt them. In the Dodgers, they didn't really make too many mistakes, so or less.
They deserve the championship.
Yep. What are your thoughts on NIL, and what are you currently doing with NIL?
I think my thoughts on it are, I think it's a great opportunity for athletes. I think it sets this platform where athletes can connect with businesses in the area, people, really anyone. I think it's just a great opportunity to get their name out there, to get extra money, to get more opportunities. I think it's a great thing. I currently am doing the influencer, which sells like my merchandise, which has like a Syracuse jersey, which is linked through our link tree on our page if anyone wants to see that, where they have personalized merch where they can sell through their website.
Yeah, I'm doing the same deal as her. Syracuse is doing a really good job of providing it for the student athletes to have the opportunity to their families to represent them, which I think is super cool. But yeah, same thing. I think it's changing sports drastically. Being a sports management major, I took an NIL course with Professor Maloney, like very knowledgeable, very intelligent. I think one of the few people that really knows what he's talking about NIL because it's so new. And from like a business standpoint, recruiting is changing. It's getting more competitive. Athletes are just more valuable now that they can get paid. So seeing it from the business side is really crazy, honestly, how much of an impact it's made in such a short time.
I also think it impacts recruiting heavily. Mm-hmm. Like the people who are getting recruited are offered these big numbers that are guaranteed. Like my recruiting was not looking like that at all. I just was looking for a great team culture, great program, great coaches, great school. And I'm fortunate enough to get that. But now it's like a whole switch of here's a check of like that has a lot to do with the recruiting process as well.
So the merch stores that you guys have, how did you work that out? Like, did you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? And what kind of like how does the deal work? Because I'm curious because I think there's a lot of potential in the space. Clearly, I do a lot. With the younger athletes and families, but I'm just curious as to how the deals are kind of working at this point for you guys.
One of the easiest NIL deals to get. For me, they had reached out to me. I'm assuming they have like campus representatives, so they reached out to me. I just filled out a link. It's like name, phone number, very basic information, and then they link it to your bank account, and I think you get a percentage. I don't know what percentage of each. It's really? You get a percentage of each sale. And I mean, it's great. All my family has it. They love it. And it's just putting money back in my pockets or all the fans. So they just reached out and you fill out a really quick survey and nobody gets declined from it if you're an actual student athlete. Yeah. Like you'll be.
And are you guys both working with the same company or? Yeah. And where is that company based off of?
I think it's like the big company is called like the NIL store, and then Syracuse has their own NIL store, and all of these big D1 have their own NIL store. So it's pretty much the exact same thing amongst all of these different colleges, but the NIL store runs all of them. So it's similar at Syracuse compared to all these other colleges. But I'm not really sure where the head is, but I know Syracuse has its own representatives.
And then if you click on like Syracuse, you get like the Syracuse softball, and you can see like a lot of our teammates have the same thing too. Yeah. So it's just like a list of us are on that page.
And do they just print on demand, so people order stuff and then they print it and we'll ship it? Mm-hmm. Okay. How did you get the idea to run this Area 315 clinic? And what are you looking forward to the most about running it?
One day I was just talking with my coach after practice, and I had mentioned I was going to be in Syracuse for Thanksgiving break. I wasn't going to make it home. And she just mentioned, like, why don't you do a camp? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it seems so far-fetched. And she was like, I would run several every year back when she played at Tennessee. So I kind of just texted Kate and was like, do you want to do it? And she's like, yes, 100%. So it's kind of helping, like I've always wanted to coach growing up. I'm still like debating on coaching. So I think this is a perfect like chance to try it out. So I'm looking forward to just like sharing the love of the game with the younger girls. Cause at the end of the day, like the biggest takeaway is softball's supposed to be fun and it's not about how good you do. Like, I just want to bring like good spirits and good energy to the little girls and like make them have fun and go home and like be happy that they did it. So.
Yeah, for me, this was, like, really special whenever Laila was like, do you want to run this camp? I was like, absolutely. Like, I love the area here, and, like, playing for my hometown was, like, a dream of mine. So, like, being able to coach these girls, like, I've been reaching out to like local teams and the connections I've made like during high school, old high school coaches. So it's really just like a full circle moment for me that's like really wholesome and super excited to be a part of it, really.
Yeah, yeah, I look forward to it. So I'm gonna come for most of it, if not all of it, just to kind of see how it goes. And like I said, I've been working with a few different people over the years doing some video work. So I believe I got a girl coming that's going to take video. So we'll document it. And she'll make a little you know, yeah, a little video.
So exciting.
So yeah, these are the type of things I think now more than ever you kind of have to you look at a lot of these YouTubers and they kind of started creating content and how big they've gotten. It's crazy. You kind of have to be a content creator over anything these days. So even though, I primarily do a lot with, graphic work and shirt printing and that type of thing, I'm trying more and more to get in the space of content creation because I think it's important. I think if you're not doing it, you're gonna kind of fall on the wayside. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so are we.
What's how is the team looking this year for Syracuse? And who do you think some of the toughest your toughest opponents will be?
I think we're looking good. We're finishing up the off season, so we're about to head into a long break. We have to keep ourselves accountable and keep working hard. But last season we ended with a couple big series wins. We beat Florida State and we beat Virginia Tech. So we definitely have a high standard to just keep the ball rolling rather than restarting. But I think we can do it. We have a great group of girls and really competitive. So I think we're going to look good. I'd say some of the biggest competitors would be
BC, Boston College.
Probably Duke and Clemson. The ACC is very competitive all around. So it'll be tough any day, but anybody can win a softball game. You just got to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to come check a game out when it's hopefully not freezing. That's one thing. I played up in Rochester at RIT, and it was the wind up there is the worst. So,
Mm-hmm.
but all right. And my last question is, do you guys have any future or potential plans and goals for after college? I think both of you are all juniors and seniors.
Yeah, we're both seniors. I'm gonna go for my MBA. Not sure where, but that's the plan right now. Hopefully end up with a job in sports. Not really sure. But I wanted to continue coaching, hopefully some girls, and yeah, stay within the sports world too. I love sports.
Yeah, I'm still choosing between two paths. I'm either going to get my master's and be a grad assistant coach somewhere, or I've been applying to jobs in the sports industry in sales, marketing, operations. So just seeing kind of whatever works out, but hopefully getting into the sports industry and eventually being working in operations at a university.
I feel like our time here at Syracuse, like even like our academics and our athletic like opportunities have put us in like great spots for postgraduate situations. So I think we're both super excited to get in the real world. Scary, but I think we're excited.
Yeah, I think Syracuse is a huge university, and I'm sure the cliche saying is it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of it's just going to be about the connections that you make, and I think that just rings true for pretty much about anything in life.
Yeah. All around.
Yeah, it's the people that you meet that will support you and that can maybe connect you in the right way. And so a lot of it's just about getting out there and connecting and just finding the right people. So, but yeah, that's about it. I look forward to the camp. How are the numbers looking to finish up? Do you guys think?
We started off pretty slow, but we were told that's pretty average. But our goal initially was 40, but we're at 30 now.
Okay.
So we have about left. We're hoping to get those last 10 spots filled.
It's November 29th from 2 to 5.
Okay.
It's going to be super. Anyone here wants to come, sign up. Open.
Awesome. And I got the shirts ordered, so that those will be printed, and I'll touch base with you guys, and I'll probably get get everything to you. Hopefully, maybe like before Thanksgiving. I'll message you, and we'll work that out. Hopefully.
Thank you again.
Yes.
We can't thank you enough.
Thank
We're
you.
so excited to see those.
And for having this too, we appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, and yeah, I look forward to it. It should be fun. It'll be nice to meet you guys in person, and you know, we'll just see how it goes. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, you're welcome. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I think Syracuse basketball is playing right now. They're playing Texas. It's a pretty big game.
Get a W.
Yeah. All right. Well, go Orange, and thanks for everyone who tuned in, and we'll have a video out after this camp comes out. So have a nice night, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and keep an eye out for more videos like these. Peace.